In this lesson, we're going to show you how you can edit security policies in Sage CRM to allow users to see exactly the data that they need to be able to see. Here you can see I've logged on as a system administrator and I'm navigating across into the administration screens, down into the user area, and then into the security. In an earlier lesson, we created a profile for a new user who was going to be creating and maintaining the knowledge base. And we can see that this particular user, Alex Shipman, was given the rights to be able to work with cases, to be able to view company information and person information. But we can see that they have currently no rights to be able to view communication information. Now this potentially can cause some problems. For example, here if I switch over as the user and log on as the user's manager and navigate to a particular case, we can see that in this particular instance the user has created for the new user, Alex Shipman, a message. So we can see that this has been sent to Alex Shipman as a task that you should be able to do this. But Alex Shipman has no way of currently seeing that item of data. So if they were to navigate to exactly the same company, to look at exactly the same cases, this would not be available to them. So there's no information down here about the communications. So even if I go into the same case, and look at that particular one, we can see that there's no information inside here. So what do we need to do? As the system administrator, we need to change this, and we're going to make use of something called security policies. Now security policies allow us to extend the profile to include other rights. The setup is carried out here underneath the administration user security menu, where we can see underneath security policies we can control these additional sets of rights that can be set up. Now to look in more detail at each of these, you'll need to refer to the documentation, but you can see here that basically we have the capability of allowing users to be able to view things if they originally created it, if they have been assigned it, or it's been moved into their own team. So can they see this item of work if it's inside the same team that they're in, which might be shared all work inside the customer service team or the direct sales team, for example. Allow territories in profiles, allow absolute territories in profiles, means that you can, for a particular group of people who share a territory and share a security profile, be able to look inside a different territory. Now, that right is shown in some of the sales territories who have rights to the marketing territories inside the demo data. And sibling territories is a way of saying if somebody is in the same, has the same parent territory, they would be able to view that information. But each of these extra rights, you'll need to have a look inside the documentation to explain a little bit more. I'm just going to concentrate on just thinking about these standard territories of created by, assigned to, and team special territories here. Back inside where we have the different security profiles, what I'm going to do is change the knowledge base editor to add in a new territory into the profile. Now this is where we would allow direct territory rights in, but what I want to do is to say, well, if it's been assigned to the user, they should be able to see it. And so we should be able to say save, and in this particular case, if it's assigned to Alex Shipman, and the members of the knowledge base editor profile, then what should you be able to do? Well, you should be able to edit and view these communications as well. And I can also go on and save this, because I want to be able to add in another item. So underneath here, I'll add in the territory to the profile to say that if I then created it, so if I create one, I should also be able to see it. And inside here, I'm going to say that if I created it, I should be able to edit it and view it. And of course, I need to now be able to add this into the insert as well. But I don't need to have view on all items within my territory. I just want to leave it so that I can add in a new communication, and if I created it, then I should be able to view it and edit it, or if it's assigned to me, I should be able to view and edit it. So I've changed that, and I choose save. And now if I switch over into looking at the information here for my user Alex Shipman, if I log off and log back on, we could see that a new option for the calendar has been added in. Be able to see the new task that has been allocated to him, and if navigating across there, to be able to look down at the communications. You can see that if I change the filtering to pending, there is the one task there available, and that's the only task that can be seen. But if I compare that view to his manager can look at the communications and see far more communications that are pending underneath this particular company. So here we've got a user who is only able to see the items of work that either they created or have been assigned to them underneath this particular company. And so this user can now respond to that and to be able to work on those particular items and mark that as completed. And so what we've seen in this particular lesson is how we can change a particular profile to take into account special rights using policies on whether we want to be able to control access on assigned to and created by. And for the other items within inside here, it's a good idea to start to explore the documentation and see how else you can extend this.